Okay, here's a brief review of this guy. So I did an unboxing of it recently. I've had a chance to play around with it a little bit. And essentially it is the Nineigh tripod. I'm gonna call it the Nineigh tripod. That is how you spell it. Say it how you like. I've used this in a couple of scenarios up until this point, and there's a lot more I want to use it for. So the real features I've found that I really like about this, which is how compact the legs are. We have the neck right here, which obviously they're all different sections in which you can expand. This goes 90 degrees right here. So really, if I want to take this part off, that's the length of it right there. The legs fold in really nice and neat. Obviously this thing holds your phone. It can go both ways, and the phone head can go both ways to hold your device, and it also has a 1/4-20 in the bottom for adding stuff. But that's a perfect setup right there for, say, over the shoulder, over the counter type shots. And then you got the flexible head, flexible part of the tripod. The reason I was excited to use this was for its kind of versatility and the smallness of it. So getting that in your camera backpack, carrying this around, it's next to nothing. I might also take this on a hike, and I've got a few different tripods I want to try out on a little mini hike that I could do. But this is ultra lightweight, ultra minimalist, small footprint, literally just the legs fold out. So if we tighten this a little wee bit, there we go. So that is the footprint right there. You can kind of even adjust it up or down to make the footprint even shorter if you needed to, and then you would tighten it here at the top. So I mean, that's like kind of crazy footprint. You're not going to get as much stability right there, but that's definitely a possibility with this. And again, the legs just tuck in. I didn't realize that until I looked on the actual Amazon page for this. People are even, or it's advertised that you kind of use this as a selfie stick. So like that's your handle, you got your extendable portions, and then you got your phone bit on the end with your 90-degree head. Never thought of it like that, being like a handheld type tripod. And then obviously you can flip the legs out and stand it up and film yourself. So again, versatile. But the reason I wanted it was really for this, because I thought, okay, cool, you can get some interesting shots with putting this over your shoulder, or in front of you like this with the phone deal on the end. But really, that 90-degree joint mount does that as well, and that's kind of how I've used it most up until this point. And this, obviously, you can use in a whole bunch of different scenarios with a whole bunch of different equipment. But obviously, you're losing a little bit of stability when you're putting some weight on the end of this. It is stable, but you're going to get a little bit of movement, a little bit of shaking before, and you probably need to settle it down a little bit. Obviously, if you knock it, it's going to get some vibrations through and move your shot. So that was the reason I really was looking forward to using this gimbal, because I thought that was a cool idea. But up until this point, that's been the biggest, my most used setup of this gimbal. If I've said gimbal a few times, I meant tripod. Tripod, this has been the most useful for me up until this point, and I'm sure this is going to come in handy, whether it's going to be like some type of weird little scenario where you got to get, I don't know, I just can't think in my head at what opportunities this is going to work out in an ideal scenario, but I know it's going to happen. I know it's going to come up where it's like, oh, I could use this for this shot, and it's going to kind of save me a little bit. So it's going to be my camera backpack for sure, because it's, again, small, versatile, doesn't have much weight behind it. It's metal construction. For the most part, it doesn't have that much weight. And then these different components are going to be in. So again, this head and the phone mount, all modular, so you can very simply unscrew this, and then you've got your, so that can go on a traditional tripod if you want, or that can go in anything that has a 1/4-20 thread, and obviously for sure it goes on the end of this, so you could do that. So all these individual components are very handy. Put them all together, very handy. And maybe just needing one part of this whole setup is very handy, and you're not taking up much camera real estate in your bag with all these. So yes, this Nineigh, let's try and, so yeah, this is just an initial review of this as a whole, but I'm just really liking the individual components and the versatility that all of this carries, and with, again, not much space being taken up in my bag. And it comes with a handy dandy, really nifty little, bag, keep it waterproof, whatever. And it just, one of them types of bags, right? But that can very simply, that can just slide into a pocket in my camera bag where my tripod would normally go. And knowing I'm carrying these components around for whatever I might need them for, I like that idea. So that's my quick review of this tripod setup. I really enjoyed it. The link's in the description below. If I didn't mention at the beginning, they did send me this, and I appreciate them for trusting me to review and go over their product, but I really appreciate them sending this out to me, and I'm actually enjoying the use of this. And we're going to be doing a review soon of a coffee machine that we just bought, an espresso machine, and I'll put the footage up, I've taken a couple of little tester shots, you might say, of us brewing some coffee, and my wife was making me a coffee the other night, and I was like, let me get this out and let me utilize it for that, and it was perfect. So again, thank you, and hope this helps. Have a great day. Bye-bye.